Om Kannimoola Ganapati Bhagavane Sharanamayappa. Om Swamiye Sharanamayappa. Om Guruvin Guruve Sharanamayappa. Om Gurupada Vandanave Sharanamayappa. Adhyay 11. Agastya Upadesham. The instructions of Rishi Agastya. When Rishi Sutta, the one who narrates Puranas, was narrating the history of Sri Bhutanatha to the seers in the Naimisha forest, Shaunaka asked, "O Great One, you are very blessed indeed. We are very interested to hear further about the glories of Dharmashastra." Lord Bhutanatha, therefore please narrate to us in more detail. Although the Lord instructed the king on Karma Kanda, he dealt with it in a cursory manner and disappeared. Why is that so? We request you to explain it to us in detail. Rishi Sutta replied, "O great seers, as the time has come for you to be released from the sufferings of samsara, you have developed such great devotion towards the Sri Shastha, the son of Hari and Hara. You have asked a good question. I'll explain it." Sutta continued, "In order to protect the world, that supreme Brahman who takes the jiva across the ocean of transmigration took 4 incarnations according to the factors of time, aeon and direction. I'll tell you in detail. In Krita Yuga, he incarnated as Bhargava, that is Parashurama, and protected the world through the qualities of celibacy, truth, heroism and warfare science. In Treta Yuga, having absorbed his partial amsha from Parashurama, the Lord took avatara as Sri Rama, destroyed evil and resurrected dharma by living as a truthful, righteous, monogamous and heroic man. Then in Dwapara Yuga, incarnating as Balarama, he destroyed the wicked and established righteousness. To establish himself as deity of Kali Yuga, to destroy Mahishi, to protect his devotees and preserve dharma, the Taraka Brahma, Harihara Putra, had manifested himself earlier in his complete glory. As Rajashekara was a king, the Lord disappeared without fully expounding the Karmakanda to him. If the Lord had expounded Karmakanda in its complete form, the entire mankind would be bound to follow it. Everyone is qualified to hear the Jnanakanda. However, for Karmakanda, there is a difference in eligibility. As such, not everyone is qualified to hear the Karmakanda. As per the order of Sri Bhutanatha, the foremost of seers, Agastya, expounded the Karmakanda in its entirety to the king. In Kali Yuga, even the minds of evildoers will become purified through devotion to Sri Bhutanatha. After the disappearance of the heroic Lord Manikantha, the king tried to keep his mind absorbed in Brahman, but he failed. His mind kept wandering all over like an ant. The state of his mind was such that he even forgot about the construction of the temple. He had no interest in the administration of the kingdom. While he was in such a confused state of mind, sage Agastya arrived there in the form of a learned Brahmana. The king welcomed the seer by offering him services such as Argya, that is reception water, and Padya, that is washing of feet, and made obeisance to him. "O Great One, my dwelling has been purified by your presence. Where are you coming from? My eyes are blinded by your brilliance. Who are you, O worshipful one? Are you Surya, Chandra or Agni? Or is this Aryatata, that is Shasta himself, whom I worship?" The Brahmana, having heard all these words, said, "O king, cast aside your delusion. Formerly, when Manikantha arrived with the pack of tigers, Agastya revealed to you the secrets about Manikantha's incarnation. I am none other than that Agastya. I have come here to instruct you on Karmakanda as per Manikantha Deva's order." Paying respect to the sage repeatedly, Rajashekara said, "O great Muni, kindly provide answer for the questions that have arisen in my mind. Although he is the Lord who is the embodiment of knowledge, where does my son Manikantha reside now? I can recall all the things done by that child when he was with us. One moment he carried out tasks directed by me like a servant. Another moment he played on my lap as a child. Like a minister, he counseled me on several matters. If I began to describe his qualities, there will be no end to it. Alas, although you are the God of all gods, there is no end to my grief. Your separation is torturing me. Looking at the king who was lamenting thus, Agastya said, O king, why are you lamenting in this manner? Have you forgotten that Manikantha told you? Maya is very powerful indeed. It is difficult to free oneself from it. Aren't you aware that Manikantha is all-pervading? Isn't he the Brahman who is beyond form, space and time? Due to the sins in your past birth, your minds remain agitated despite knowing the Supreme Soul. If a toddler wishes to walk immediately, is that possible? It will only start walking slowly. In the same manner, worshipping the Brahman with attributes with a pure mind will slowly lead one to the Nirguna Brahman without form or attributes. With a mind devoid of any desires, devoutly worship that Taraka Brahma. Thereby all your sins will be extinguished and your mind will become absorbed in the formless pure Brahman. O great Muni, when the attributeless Brahman itself assumed a form and become my son, what sin is there for me to seek redemption? What further sadhana do I need to do? The Vedas proclaim that one's sins get destroyed after having the vision of the Lord. Who is the witness? How can the words of the Vedas become false? To which the seer replied, everyone, including the Devas, has to experience the fruits of their prarabdha karma. That is the law of nature. Although you had the fortune of having the Supreme Brahman as your son, you did not realize his true nature as the Lord of all and worship him in that state. You merely viewed Bhutanatha in his human state as your son. Everyone saw Manikantha. Did all of them attain moksha? Is everyone fit for moksha? Only realized souls will attain liberation. You came to know about his true nature only after I revealed it to you. Despite that, you did not worship him for the destruction of your sins. Hence, how can you expect to be absolved of your sins? Manikantha's guru knew that he was the Lord himself. Through Manikantha's instructions, the guru realized Manikantha's divine nature and became a jnani. Having complete faith that Manikantha alone can cure his son, who was dumb and blind, he appealed to the Lord. Pleased by his unflinching faith, the Lord cured his son. Since he had easily realized Brahman, he received the boon. In contrast, despite being his father, you only entertained doubts on whether he will be able to bring the tigress milk. You did not have complete faith. This is the difference between you and the Guru. Though Dasharatha had the privilege to lovingly bring up the Taraka Brahma as his son Rama, was he able to avert the effects of a Brahmana's curse that Dasharatha should suffer separation from his son? Although Dasharatha conducted many sacrifices and did many charities, didn't he attain Brahmaloka only after offering of Pinda by Rama? Though great Avatara Purusha like Parashurama, Rama, Balarama and Krishna were the very embodiment of Tirthas, the holy pilgrimage centers, didn't they visit and take bath in sacred Tirthas? Understand that as long as one is still living in a mortal body, he is obliged to perform karmas with a detached mind. By worshipping the Lord in his Saguna state, one attains the Nirguna Brahman without attributes in the end. Make arrangements for the construction of a temple at the spot hit by the Lord's arrow, as per the specifications given by the Lord. By performing 5 different types of sacrifices with devotion and without any attachments, live peacefully. At that point, your mind will automatically become absorbed in Brahman. First comes the worship of Guru, then comes worship of ancestors, followed by the worship of God, and then guests. Lastly comes Atma Puja, worship of self. These are the 5 great sacrifices. Keep your mind free of worries and desires. All your needs will become resolved by itself. This is what I meant by Nishkama, that is devoid of desires and attachments. The 5 sacrifices must be performed in a proper manner. Being a householder is the primary requirement for conducting these 5 sacrifices, as was stressed by the Lord himself earlier. The king queried, O foremost of Muni, kindly narrate to me in detail the account of Dashratha attaining Brahmaloka after receiving Pinda, ball of rice offered to the departed. Agastya said, O king, after annihilating Ravana, Sri Rama was coronated as the king of Ayodhya and was ruling the country when he, along with Sita, his brothers and stepmothers, went on a pilgrimage. Having visited sacred spots like Kashi and after performing various charities, Rama arrived at Gaya lastly. At Gaya, it was the practice for Pitrus, departed ancestors, to appear directly to receive the Pindas. That is why Shraddha at Gaya was considered to be highly meritorious. Rama and his family members worshipped the sacred banyan tree on the banks of river Falgu and Vishnupada. As Sita was having her menses, she was unable to participate in the ceremonies. Rama and his brothers offered Pindas to Dashratha at Vishnupada, but Dashratha did not appear. At the same time, Sita, who was not in the position to touch the Vishnupada, made Pindas out of the sand and offered them to Dashratha after worshipping him mentally. Dashratha appeared there, happily accepting the sand Pinda offered by Sita. Dashratha reached Satyaloka, the world of Brahma. He did not appear to accept Pindas offered by Rama. Coming to know about this, Rama became furious. He turned to his mother and said, Mother, did you see what just happened? What wrong did I do? When the ancestors of everyone else are directly accepting the Pindas, why didn't father appear to accept it? Have Lakshmana and I become fatherless? The agitated Kaushalya replied, I have never committed any mistake, my son, even in my dream. I have never thought of anyone else except your father. The sun, moon and God stand witness to my chastity. Hearing his mother's reply, Rama asked Hanuman to fetch Dashratha from Brahmaloka. Accordingly, Hanuman brought down Dashratha from Brahmaloka. Seeing Dashratha, everyone offered their respects to him. Dashratha said, O Rama, is there anyone who is not swayed by your Maya? Not realizing that you are the supreme Taraka Brahma himself. I looked upon you merely as my son. As a result, I did not gain delivery from samsara. As long as the body exists, one will continue to have desires. Desire is the cause of all miseries. Therefore, kindly relieve me from the sufferings of samsara. Don't you know the reason behind me not appearing to accept your Pinda? Out of her affection for me, Sita, who is none other than your Chitta Shakti in human form, made Pindas out of sand and offered it to me. I accepted it and consumed it. Due to that, I was able to ascend to Brahmaloka from heaven. How can a person who just had food to his fill eat again immediately? Other than this, there is no shortcoming on your or Kaushalya's part. Nor does it denote that my affection for you has diminished. Sita and you are the same for me. There is no reason for you to worry. Everyone was surprised by the events that took place. Henceforth, Pitrus should never appear and accept Pindas directly, cursed Rama. Since then, Pitrus have been invisibly accepting Pindas. This Pampa river is equally in greatness to that sacred Gaya. Know that Pampa and Kumbhadhala Tirtha are the waters of Akasha Ganga, used by the Devas to perform Abhishekam to the Shastha, the Taraka Brahman. I'll later tell you the further details. Om Swamy Sharanam. Om Swamy Sharanam. Om Swamy Sharanam. This ends the Adhyaya 11. Om Swamy Sharanam Ayyappa.